Hello friends and welcome back. So in the previous session we have learned about the JConsole tool, okay, how we access the JConsole, why we use it, how we can monitor the different kind of statistics with the help of JConsole tool, how to connect locally, how to control it connect it remotely. Okay, so now the other tool that we are going to cover in this session is the visualVM. So this is another open source tool that we can utilize, and not specifically for the monitoring. We can do some more operations with the help of this tool, okay, by accessing and attaching to your particular JVM, or you can say to particular server. Okay, so the tool is different, but when we talk about the connectivity, okay, local connectivity or the remote connectivity with the help of VNC servers, everything is same what we have seen in the previous session, JConsole, right? So if you're going to connect it locally, then you can access with the help of VNC server. You can start the VNC server and create the tunnel, and then you can access the graphical user interface of your Linux machine, and then you can start the monitoring of your JVM. Similarly, here, when you are going to use Visual JVM, okay, the same process is there. The only difference is that JConsole, as I said, the JConsole was the part is the part of your JDK. When you install the JDK, it is automatically installed in the bin directory. But Visual VM is different. You need to install it separately. Okay, so this is an open source tool. You can download it from the this particular URL. You can go to your browser. Okay, you can search for the download Visual VM, or you can directly go to this particular URL. Okay, so here you will see the Visual VM. Okay, and it will show you the supported JDKs and then your different options. So you can download it from here. Okay, and once this is downloaded, okay, in your system, you can copy it in your Linux machine where the JBoss is running. Okay, and along with that, as I said, you have option, you can access it from locally as well. Okay, that means you can install it in a local machine, Windows machine, and you can make the remote connectivity. Okay, but again, the limitation is same what we have explained here in the JConsole session, right? It is going to attach to your only the host controller or domain controller, not to your individual servers if you are going to connect it with the locally. Okay, that's why I'm recommending to copy it in your Linux machine where JBoss is running, so that you can connect it locally, and you can discover all the local PIDs of your servers, and you can check the statistics of each and every server, not only to host controller. Okay, so what I will do quickly, I will go to my FileZilla. Okay, and here I am going to connect to my EC2 machine. Okay, and I will copy this software to the machine where my JBoss instance is running. So I will take the public IP and I am going to connect. This is my IP, and then this is my username and then password. You can use any of the tool, whatever SCP or whatever the tool that you are using for connectivity. Okay, it is saying could not connect. Okay, SFTP. Okay, so we have to connect. Okay, it is not taking. Let me see what is the problem. This is my public IP address, and let me specify it. Okay, it is not connecting, so I have to specify SFTP and then quick connect. Okay, it is not able to connect to my public IP. Then what I will do, maybe I have some issues in the connectivity, so I will take this open URL. I will copy this link address. I will go to my machine, and then I will go to inside home U01 and then JBoss. Okay, and then I will use the wget, and then I will paste the URL here. Okay, so with the help of wget, you can directly download on your system only. Okay, if you don't want to go with the copy paste from your local system to there, right? So now I will unzip my Visual VM which I have downloaded. Okay, this is the only thing that you need to do for installation of Visual VM. Now it is installed inside my Visual VM directory. So okay, go inside the bin directory. So here we have two files. So this file is for Windows. If you're on a Windows, you have to run this one. If you're on Linux, you have to run the Visual VM command, this one. Right, and for connectivity we have already created a connectivity which we have seen in the previous session. Let me quickly show you. as well. Or otherwise, if you have missed the previous session, let me show you quickly as well how to do it, this connectivity. Okay, so take the public IP of your machine, go to your putty. Let me start the new session. Okay, this is the IP address, and to access the graphical user interface of Linux, go to tunnels, create here the source port 5901, and then give the local host colon 5901, and then click on add. So this is going to create a tunnel on the port 1 of your VNC server. That means in the Linux machine, I am going to start my VNC server on the port number 1. If you are starting on some different port like port 2 on the Linux machine, you have to give here 5902. Okay, so let me click on open, and then my username JBoss. Okay, so okay, so now I'm there. So first I will stop my VNC server process which is already running there. So for that I can use the command VNC server hyphen kill colon 1. Okay, so this process was earlier started. Okay, now it is closed. So I'm showing you again from the scratch. Okay, if you have missed the previous session, how to connect. So what we have done, we have opened this putty session by giving a tunneling, and inside the tunneling we have given this option, right? So here we have to start the VNC server on port number 1, VNC server colon 1. So it will start the VNC server on port number 1, which you can check by grabbing the process as well. Grab hyphen I and then VNC. Right, it is running. Now you can set a password for the VNC server. VNC password. Give any of the password, whatever you want. Okay, so we have started the VNC server, and then after that we have set the password. Now go to any of the VNC tool. I am using the Tight VNC. You can download it from the internet. It's a free tool, and here give the same what we have given in the putty settings tunnel. Localhost colon 5901. Okay, and then give the port number. Okay, so I have given the port number. So now it is showing it is locked. Okay, so I need to unlock this one. So let me see the sessions there, and I'm going to unlock. Okay, so login CTL and then unlock hyphen session and then 10. Now go back. Okay, so I will go to the terminal, and I will go inside my visualVM directory that I have installed, right? So this is the location where we have extracted, and then we have a bin folder, right? So here to start the visualVM, I have to give dot forward slash and visualVM. Okay, so it will start the visualVM tool here. Okay, so now we are accessing this visualVM tool remotely. Okay, using the Linux graphical user interface with the help of VNC server. Okay, and it is showing all the process attached here. If you see here inside the local, it is showing you all the processes. So as of now, my server is running on the domain mode, right? So this is the server which is running on domain mode. Okay, so here we have a different processes which we can see in the console as well. So if I go to runtime and then host, we have only one host with the name of primary. And here we have a server 1, server 2 and server 3. Three servers are running, right? And the two servers are part of the main server group and one server is the part of other server group. So all total in this particular host in the domain mode, we have three servers are running. Right, so that means there would be a process ID for each and every server. So there will be three process ID for server 1, server 2, server 3. There would be a process ID for your host controller. There would be a process ID for process controller, right? So there would be the different process on the servers. Now if I check for a certain server, like I want to check the statistics of a particular server. Okay, now I can grab the process. For example, is server 1. So I can give server name server 1. Okay, so this is my server 1 and this is the corresponding PID 10468. Now go to here. Yeah, this is 10468. That means now I can double click on this PID and it is going to connect to my server 1, right? So you can double click and immediately after you will see the statistics on the right hand side here, right? So what we have here, Let me quickly show you and what we can do from here with the help of visualVM tool. Okay, so the first screen is the overview, which will give you the some important details of about your JVM. Okay, like the PID, host, and then some other parameters, arguments, whatever the arguments that you have specified in your JVM, your system properties. Okay, all these data you will see in the overview. Click on the monitor. Okay, so here you can see we can do a few more things what we have seen in the J console. So J console was specifically for the monitoring. Okay, but with the help of visualVM, we can collect the multiple statistics and run the some different commands to collect few more data. So this particular monitor screen is showing you the CPU utilization, your heap utilization. Okay, and along with that, if you scroll down, you will see the number of classes, the number of threads currently in a system. Okay, and then the live threads, daemon threads, total number of classes, everything you can see with the help of this particular tool. Now for this particular JVM, which is the PID 10468, which is our server 1, right? Because we have seen here, this is the process ID of our server 1, okay, which is a part of your main server group, correct? So now if you want to run you want to perform the garbage collection for this particular JVM, maybe the heap utilization is very high and you want to do the garbage collection to free up some space manually, you can click on the perform GC. You can click here. Okay, it will take some time to perform the GC. Okay, and after that some of the heap will be get free for your JVM, but make sure do not click continuously on perform GC, because during the GC your application get paused. Okay, there has to be a certain interval in between your GC whenever you are run it. Now you want to collect the heap dump, you have to click on the heap dump. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, and after that the heap dump will be collected and it will be shown in front of you. Along with that, it will be displayed in a sub tab inside your server. This is our server which we have connected, and this is a sub tab, right, where you can see the heap dump is created. It is inside a separate file. You can close it from here. You want to see it, you can double click on thread dump again. Okay, sorry, heap dump again, and you can see the statistics here. The now total number of objects that has been loaded in your JVM, right, and the corresponding classes, what is the memory size each and every object is taking. So these all these details you can check with the help of heap dump. So now in comparison with the J console, we have seen that we can do the GC from here, we can execute the heap dumps. Now if I go to the thread dump state, it is giving you the more details in comparison with your J console. You can see here the name of the threads. Okay, and then you can see here the state of your threads running, since how long that particular thread is running. Okay, and then the different color codings are there for each and every threads. Okay, and there is a meaning of that which you can see here. If it is green, that means it is a running thread. If it is a amber, okay, if it is a yellow, if it is some blue, then there is a different meaning of each and every color. You can easily check the statistics of your threads, what the threads are doing, what is the state, since how long that threads are running. So these information you can get from here, right? So now here we have a different kind of a threads. You can check whatever the threads you want. If you want to go with all threads, you can click on all threads. It will show you the statistics of your all threads. Okay, so here it will show you the number of thread that has been marked as a parked, wait, monitor, running, right? So you can see here live in your JVM. Along with that, if you want to run the thread dump, you want to take the thread dump, you can take it from with the help of visualVM tool as well. Click on thread dump, okay, and it will take the thread dump quickly for you on, you can see on the screen. Okay, and there would be a sub tab will be attached to your process ID, just like we have seen for thread dump, heap dump. A thread dump also will be attached here, which you can see anytime. Okay, you can close from here from the main screen. If you want to see it, you can double click on this entry here on the left hand side. Okay, and you can easily see it anytime, right? So that means we can see the thread utilizations, and along with that we can take the thread dump with the help of this visualVM tool. Correct. So this is the thread option. Now, and apart from that, we have a sampler. So sampler will collect some of the important data of your JVM runtime data. Okay, and that sampler you can run from here with the help of sampler. And which for that we need to you need to enable that one. As of now, we can see the status of your sampler is inactive. Okay, you want to enable the sampler for your CPU, for memory. You can enable it from here. For example, let me enable on memory. Okay, so you can see memory collection is in progress, sample is in progress. Okay, and it is collecting the sampler at the current time. You can see here the snapshot of your JVM. Okay, you want to perform the GC, you can perform GC from here as well. You can take heap dump from by clicking on here as well. Okay, and apart from that, once this sampler is running, you can see here the different kind of a heap histogram here. Okay, the total number of live bytes in your system, total number of live corresponding objects that has been created in your JVM, right? So everything you can see from here. So it is taking the current statistics of your JVM, right? We can see it is fluctuating. The total number of objects are there for the byte, for int, for different kind of different objects classes. You can see from here. You want to stop this sampler, you can click on stop. This sampler will get stopped. Okay, because this is live connecting to your JVM, so it is not recommended to make it running continuously. You want to check the sampler for CPU, you can run it from here. Okay, you can see here the total time taken by the different classes and the threads that is getting executed. Okay, and this will collect the sampling for your CPU. You want to stop it, again you have to click it from here. You can stop it, right? And along with that, we have some more options here. You can see JFR snapshot, VM code dump. So now you want to enable the JFR snapshot for your JVM. Okay, so you can do the JFR analysis as well. Okay, I will explain you that in a separate session how to run the JFR, how to collect the JFR, will collect the multiple different statistics for your JVM, and which is specifically requested by the support, Oracle support multiple times, or maybe the Red Hat support multiple times when you are working on the different application servers. For example, you are in a JBoss, so your JBoss support may ask you to provide the JFR snapshot. If you are working on some other application servers like the WebLogic server, or maybe you are working on the WebSphere, so IBM will ask you for to provide the JFR, right? So the process is common because it is a JDK feature, and every enterprise server like JBoss, WebSphere, WebLogic are the Java-based application servers. So whatever the things that you are learning here, it applicable for each and every WebLogic server, each and every application server, whether it is a WebLogic, whether it is a JBoss, whether it is a WebSphere. Okay, so every troubleshooting steps that we have been understanding here, what we have learned in the J console, what we are learning here in the visualVM, it's applicable for every server, every web application server, right? Now few more options. Okay, so now suppose that we have connected to this particular server which is ID with PID 10468, right? And we have been seeing or collecting the different statistics of this particular server, right? Now suppose that you want to take the JFR. Okay, so you can do it from the here as well. No need to go for manually running the JFR command. Okay, you can directly run it from here. You can just right click on your server process. Okay, and you can click on the start JFR. So as soon as you will click on the start JFR, okay, it will start the JFR, okay, Java flight recording, and it will start collecting the statistics of your server, right? Now, anytime you want to take the dump of your JFR, which is running currently, okay, you again go here and right click, and you need to click on the dump JFR. Okay, so it will take all the data since it has been started till the current time when you are going to stop or when you are going to dump this JFR, right? So let me click on dump JFR. Okay, so as soon as you have clicked on the dump jar, you will see a JFR section has been added in your server, just like we have seen for the thread dump and the heap dumps, correct? So double click on this JFR, you will see the statistics on the right hand side. You can see the overview, you can click on monitor. It will show you the current dump that has been taken when you run the dump. You can click on thread, it will give the complete snapshot of the thread. If you have some file IO operations, socket IO operations, everything will be reported here in the different tabs. If there are any exceptions, if you want to check the statistics of the GC, you can click on the GC. Okay, how many parallel threads were there for GC, concurrent threads. Okay, and then similarly, you can click on the other options like the environments. Okay, so it will show you all the data here in the different tabs. Okay, so all this data has been automatically collected when you clicked on the dump JFR. Okay, so this is the, as I said, this is the important option when we are doing the troubleshooting to collect the multiple statistics of your server, which you need to share with the support team. Okay, and but I would recommend do not open or do not start this JFR continuously for a longer duration because it can impact the performance of your server, right? Because it can contact your server for collecting the data. So if it is not required, you can again right click and click on stop JFR. Okay, you can stop it. Do not make it running all the time. Mostly use it when you are going to collect some of the JFR data, right? For example, support is saying you to, okay, collect the JFR for 5 minutes and share the data. So come here, right click and click start JFR, wait for 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes is over, click on dump JFR. Okay, it will collect the data which you can collect from here, and you can click on save as, and you can select save it in your somewhere on the file system to share with the support. And immediately after that, once the JFR has been done, you can click on the stop JFR. Okay, so by this way you can quickly correct the JFR without knowing the different commands and different options, and then go to your server, log into server, run the different commands for that. That is not required. You can do everything from here. Okay, so similarly you have few more options here. You can take the thread dump from here, you can take the heap dump for server. Okay, you can take the application snapshot, which will give you some important information about your server. Once you click on application snapshot, you will see your entity will be added in the snapshot. So here it will take the different argument or properties that is enabled for your JVM. Okay, you want the heap dump automatically to be taken when there is a out of memory error, so you can enable it from here as well. It is by default disabled. You click on this one. Okay, again you can right click, you can see it is enabled. So it will automatically take the heap dump on out of memory. You want to disable it, again click, it will be disabled here. Okay, so these are the different operations that we can do with the help of visualVM tool. Okay, and now we have seen that how what is the difference between JConsole and your visualVM as well, right? It has a much more capabilities, specifically in terms of the JConsole tool. Right. So now again, this I have shown you how to connect to your remote machine, right? With the help of VNC server tool, which is the recommended way, so that we can check the statistics of each and every server here. You can just double click on the server and you can check the statistics here on the right hand side. Right. So you can connect to the Visual VM from your local machine as well. But again, as I said in the G console, the limitation, it is going to look only for your domain controller or the host controller. Okay. So if you would like to check the utilization of your domain controller or the host controller, then you can utilize the Visual VM from your local system. But if you have a need, you need to check the statistics of the application servers, and you want to perform some actions, JFR recording, and then sampling collections, and then perform GC, and then perform to take the thread dump, heap dump, then I would recommend go with this option. Check for your system administrator, what is the option to access the remote GUI, whether it is a VNC server or some RDP process. Take that process from the system admin and then access it remotely. Okay, it will be helpful for you.